401k, but
it's a 403.
I feel like
it's a 403b, but get on my
My
level.
bad. My
403b. But anyways, the company we have it with, it's Guidestone.
Okay.
Guidestone is a religious, investment company. They vet. So they vet all. I have mutual funds with them. They vet all the companies.
Right.
And there's a lot of companies they keep out of how my money is invested.
Sure.
So they vet these companies and they go, if these companies promote this, this, and this, and this, they take them out. And so there's some companies that I don't invest in.
Focus on the family.
Well,
dogging on
but mutual
Chick-fil-A.
funded, in a way like that.
Yeah.
I do think we need to have, for example, I don't even know if this is true.
Okay.
But no, I'm not going to say that.
Man, this feels.
I'm not
like
going to say that.
This is exactly the line that we don't want to cross in this being close and still loving, is placing convictions on other things. We just said our convictions are our own, and we can have our convictions and still love. And so, and I mean, again, I think that's what, like, if I go and try to boycott Netflix, like, Netflix gives a crap if I subscribe. I mean,
okay, let me give you some. I have an example.
What happened? We've talked about this, like Chick-fil-A,
okay.
Hobby Lobby. These are stronger now because of the boycott.
I have an example for you. This is an absurd example.
But are we? Yeah, and I'm excited about it. Are we going
You're
to
not gonna be excited when I
allow?
ask you.
Are we going to place our convictions on companies and expect them to care?
But
we are. That's what we're doing by boycotting. I'm saying my.
Well, I'm not saying I mean, I can.
Or like avoiding or whatever. I mean, you're essentially boycotting by not investing your dollars. It's the same thing in your 403b.
Okay, Joe Dill.
Hey, boy.
You go to the strip club.
Yeah. What?
You went to the strip club.
Throwing ones?
I'm just saying. You're at the strip club.
Okay.
And you got a stack.
Okay.
Yeah?
Huh?
And you're just going to make it rain in there? Because you want to be close to those ladies?
This is good. I actually was going... No, see, now this is good. Because, yeah.
First of all, do strip clubs fit within your conviction?
This conversation, this is a hot tub conversation and not a podcast conversation.
Is it?
Yeah. And I'm happy to talk more about that later.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not talking about being
I don't have a conviction about going to a strip club. I don't feel. Now wait, let me back up. Maybe I do, and I'm sorry.
Because
I don't want to speak too quick.
Those are your dollars, and you are investing
in education.
You have no idea what you're investing in.
I know.
You're investing that lady to come back up and strip again.
Right, and I don't think that
you don't want.
What I keep coming back to is like for me, I just don't have any desire to do that. This is not a.
That's out of conviction.
Is it out of conviction or is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's what she's saying. She's going, hey, if I'm tracking my dollar, right?
Yeah.
Am I encouraging something? Is there a better way? But am I encouraging something
it's a great challenge?
Yeah, that ultimately, see, that's real life there because you can see that dollar. You see where it's going.
Yeah.
Netflix is this huge corporation. They have billions of dollars, and who knows how they use all of it, right?
Yeah.
But I still think the premise is there.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between the stripper analogy and Netflix is I don't think there's anything wrong with Netflix providing me a show to watch, right? It goes back to the argument that
that one's tough.
It is. We go back to the argument with Chick-fil-A. I remember saying, when can a chicken sandwich just be a chicken sandwich?
Mm-hmm. When can a show just be a show?
Yeah, if the product is good, can I just eat the chicken sandwich? Can I just watch the show and have conviction and still, because it's not I have no problem with my conviction to eat a chicken sandwich, but if all of a sudden Chick-fil-A goes, we're going to use 10% of our profits and we're going to invest in this, and I go, whoa, wait a minute. Now I am not for that. So I can understand.
So would baking the cake be to continue to go to Chick-fil-A?
That's what she's asking.
Yeah. In spite of how they're using your dollar.
Right.
Because is it really our dollar anyway?
Well, I'm managing that dollar. I can determine where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give it to Chick-fil-A. In return, they're going to give me a sandwich. And then they get to determine how they're going to use my dollar.
Right.
And it's how they use my dollar determine then if I should actually give them my dollar.
Should I be a player in determining how they use that dollar?
Right.
Because they've given me the product.
Or should I even care? I think what you started out saying was, I don't even think we should even care.
I'm still.
You're still there?
I'm still kind of there.
Yeah. And I'm kind of like,
You kind of care. Yeah.
in some circumstances, I care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, for example, what if...
I'm not bothered by that. Like,
So
I can understand caring.
Take something close to my heart, serving in Kenya.
Thanks for not going back to the strip club.
Yeah. That was a little too edgy for you, wasn't it?
Well, it just...
It caught you off guard. Sorry, bud. It caught
did.
you off guard. Sorry.
It did. Okay.
I'll tell you this, I don't want to give my dollar to anybody or any organization that is going to keep the narrative of slums up and running. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Any organization that is holding people hostage in poverty,
right,
and keeping a cycle of poverty going, right?
Right.
So like I don't want to invest in slumlords,
okay.
right? I if there's a slumlord who has a business, I don't want to give him my dollar because I'm so against that, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, an organization that's promoting education, healthcare, providing services for people in the slums, I would, if this guy has a cell phone business and this organization has a cell phone business and this guy's taking advantage of people to make money and this organization is using their profit to help educate and provide healthcare and all this, which
right.
company am I going with? I'm going with the one who's...
But which is baking the cake? What concept is baking the cake? Because it's easy to go with the one that aligns with our values. And I feel like the reason that we even talk about baking the cake is because, much like Jesus did, it would have been very easy for him to go and align with other people that held his same values, but he didn't. Time and time again, he put himself into situations that didn't align with so like almost he would go give his dollars. He didn't, but like, would he have given his dollars to the slumlord to get close to the slumlord to try and influence the slumlord?
Does the dollar have to represent closeness?
No, but I don't know how else are you going to get in with slumlord. I'll tell you how you're not going to get into slumlord. Not giving him business. That he didn't. I mean, what's your in there? I don't know. Now, Netflix doesn't truly care if the Dill family subscribes or steals Netflix.
I think at some point you would agree with me though. I mean, there are extremes. There are extremes in every case. There are extremes. If there was
I think what I'm pushing back against is this moderate.
If there was a business that was directly impacting your children in a negative way, right?
Yeah, I hear it. And,
you know what I'm saying? There's
the tension in my heart right now.
Yeah,
is like, if I'm truly behind this concept of baking the cake, how do I see that?
I think I cannot and still fight to be close.
I don't, and that's where I would struggle to see how you would get close if you're fighting him.
I think if you're
I think this is similar to
if you're
homosexuals in church, and what the reason that we can't seem to get homosexuals comfortable to come to church is because we've pushed them out for so long, right? We fought them, so why would they want to be close to us?
Yeah, but I'm not compromising any conviction being close. I'm not giving them money. I'm not paying them.
Well, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, I get it. I think there's times when in might require business. I'm just saying, like, how, if you're fighting somebody, if it's a business and you're fighting against them, how are you getting close?
Yeah. I definitely would say this. I think if there's a business that I wasn't for how they're using their profits,
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with anybody at right now as we're talking to go, hey, I've just chosen not to use that product or to
Okay.
do that.
Sure.
I'm fine with that. I don't know if we need to go boycotting, on the corner, but I'm okay with going. I think it's wise to go. How am I using my dollars? What's the best way to use my dollars?
Okay.
Or am I investing in the
What?
idea of eternal
Yep.
significance? I think this: if my dollars in some way allow me to be close, right? Then I go okay. But
Sure. Okay.
you're never going to get close to anyone at Netflix just because you got a subscription to Netflix.
Right. But
You're never going to get close to anyone at Nike just because you bought a pair of Nike shoes.
But here, let me try this on.
Throw it at me.
Okay. You're hanging out with some people who aren't believers.
Okay.
Okay. And they're talking about a show that they've been watching. It's only available on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, right?
Okay.
How are you getting in with those people by not spending $9 a month on a Netflix subscription? It's similar in some ways to me. The concept of and this can get really controversial, and don't put words in my mouth, but drinking and Christianity. When we go there is something about sitting down at the bar with a friend and having a drink, and there's a closeness there. It's different if we go to the bar and I'm like, oh no, it's good. I'm just gonna have water. It's just different because you're now segregated away from that person if they're having a beer and you're having water. Now, and I'm just saying there's a similarity. So if you're saying, hey, did you watch the last episode of Making a Murderer, which was, a couple years ago, 3-4 years ago, was hot on
Right.
Netflix? I don't have a way to get in with those people. I can't join that conversation. That does that limit my ability to get close?
Okay, hold that.
Okay.
This is why this thing is so good.
This is much better of a conversation than I thought we were going to end up with.
For some folks,
Yep.
that may be a line of conviction.
Ooh.
Okay?
Now what about that could be a line of conviction?
I know people who love Jesus, but in their convictions, they're not going to drink.
Yes.
In their convictions, they're not going to watch maybe a show. Okay? For example,
Fair.
you can. I have things I choose not to watch.
Yep.
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I've never gotten into that.
Okay, one of the reasons why I don't watch it.
See, now this is funny again because there's no conviction for me on Game of Thrones. I've never had an interest.
I think there's some conviction for me. I just go, from what I've heard about it, read about it, I just probably choose not to. Right? For me. Now.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Now.
I'm fair. I'm on board with
right?
what you're saying here. Okay.
And I think sometimes.
But if you let your conviction get in the way of being close, are you baking the cake?
No, but here's the thing. This goes back to the original thing we said.
Yes.
I can have conviction and still be close. And here's why. Okay? Because wanting to be close is my decision.
Okay.
Dude, this is so good. This is going to be going to be a chapter in my book, which I start outlining my book this week.
Did you get my email?
Yeah, I did.
Thanks for at least noticing.
I get to choose. Okay. I get to choose if I want to be close. However, the people that I want to be close with also get to determine if they want to be close to me. Okay?
Oh.
Now hang on just a
second.
Because I know I could tell you some stories, dude.
Okay.
Where I think out of my conviction. Again, now I'm saying conviction and not being an a-hole. Okay? I'm saying nobody. This is the first time I've even said publicly I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'm not on the freaking stage preaching and going, I don't listen to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I don't want to. That's not. That's not me.
No, yeah, 100%.
Right?
I do know that.
I'm not pushing my conviction on you. Now, if somebody asked me, right? Hey, do you watch Game of Thrones? I go, nah, you don't really watch Game of Thrones. I'm not coming out strong. They may go, why don't you watch Game of Thrones? And I might go, hey, you know what? Just one of the things with me, I'm just trying to be wise. There's just some things I want to be careful about, especially when it comes to nudity, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff, right?
Hmm.
I'm not trying to push my conviction on you, but you're asking about my conviction and why I don't. I have had circumstances like that I think has even allowed me to be closer because the person who's receiving it, because of how I've approached it's in my approach.
Because they start to realize that might be some of their conviction too.
Maybe. Or they just
Maybe.
me interesting.
Sure.
But it's not me
But they
coming
want to
at
get close.
It's not me coming at them going,
Sure.
how could you watch Game of Thrones? I
Ooh.
thought you were a
Ooh.
Christian. I thought all this. I'm just going,
Okay.
hey, from me, here's a decision. But what I'm doing is I still want to be close.
Yeah.
Now, if that person goes, well, you know what? Because you don't watch Game of Thrones, I don't want to be friends. That's their choice, not mine.
Sure.
I still want to be your friend even if you watch Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And I think that's the point. I can still choose to be close and have conviction. So let's say this too. Going back to the strip club for a sec. Okay?
Yeah.
It scares you, but just the same.
It doesn't scare me.
I'm not going
I think,
to a strip club anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Neither
Yep.
are you.
No.
Right?
That's true. Yeah.
Now, part of that is conviction. We choose not to. We're married men. We want to honor our wives.
Yes.
And it would most definitely be dishonoring to both our wives
Yes.
if we went to a strip club.
Yeah.
So we choose not to. Right?
Yeah.
I think there's also to say, well, who is going to get close to those strippers? Right? Who's going to choose to love them? And, I think about the organization like even XXX Church, where their whole ministry is to be close to porn stars.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
yes.
how to do that in a way
Yes.
where you don't compromise conviction and yet choose to be close. And those dudes have been freaking roasted, right? To say, hey, we're handing out Bibles to, we want to have influence in their life. And how do you do that and still have conviction? I think is really tough. But here's the thing. I think when it comes down to, I don't think in XXX Church they're saying, hey, we're gonna, in order to be close to these porn stars, we're gonna buy all their movies, and
Right.
no, because that would compromise conviction. But I think you can still be close, even if you do not fund what that person and I think we got to be careful here because we're talking about people in one, and then we're talking about companies in another, and there are people who work at Netflix who probably don't agree with how Netflix as a company does their deal, right? So I think we got to be careful there. But I still think you can be close. This is where I would push back on you. I think you can still be close, have conviction.
Yeah.
As long as you're not an a-hole about it, right? Because my desire is to be close. My desire is not to roll and go, you watch Game of Thrones? I cannot believe you watch Game of Thrones. I thought you were a Christian. Christians. And that's what people used to do to me when I was growing up. Dude, I remember this one time growing up. This lady put me on full blast because I watched the movie Forrest Gump. Dude, it is so ingrained in my mind. I can tell you where I was, the table I was sitting at, and this 55-year-old lady leaned into me so hard because as a 14-year-old or 15-year-old, I saw Forrest Gump, and it was, I cannot believe and clearly she thought it was wrong to watch Forrest Gump.
Apparently.
You know how much I wanted to hang out with her after that conversation? Zero. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If you can handle your convictions with maturity for the purpose of, because I think that's what speaks volumes. I have this conviction, and yet I still choose to be close to you.
Well,
right?
Now here's the battle is backing up to the Game of Thrones reference that you had, and somebody's like, yeah, you watch Game of Thrones? No, I don't. Right? Most people probably aren't going to ask, why not? They're probably not going to ask for your conviction. So you know what we have to fight back against, just as our society and in our culture today, is the impulse to share our conviction.
Right. When nobody's asking.
Yeah. Yep. And maybe that's what I'm struggling with, like in that whole idea.
When I was growing up, I didn't cuss at all.
Yeah, I didn't either. And
I remember one of the first places I worked at in high school. In fact, the only place I worked at in high school, I had a manager.
I didn't drink till I was 22, 23.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Never had a sip of alcohol until I was 23.
My mom gave me the first beer when I was 16. Whatever.
Oh, Mama Cody, I love her.
Um,
That woman is great.
yeah, she was. I have a story about that another day.
Ugh.
But I had a manager came to me and said, "Hey, I noticed that you don't cuss. I want you to know it's okay if you want to cuss." And I
Okay.
said, "Okay." And but I didn't cuss. And she came back to me. She goes, "You're making us very uncomfortable because everyone else is cussing here. You're not cussing. Why don't you cuss?" And I just was able to say, hey, this is just some of the things that I believe, blah, 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 whatever. And it turned into a really cool conversation that ultimately even led to her coming to our church and checking it out and all that. So I think sometimes, again, and how we handle our conviction,
that's fantastic.
how we handle our conviction, we can still be close.
Okay.
It's in our approach and our conviction. And I think some of the way we've been taught, especially the last couple of generations, it has been like, hey, lead out of conviction. If you don't let your conviction be known, you're doing something wrong. And I keep going, why? When we introduce money, okay?
Okay. Yeah, yes.
This is the question. I still think you can have a conviction, because I think
you can have a conviction and still be close.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think it's good to have conviction with how you manage your money. Dude, I'm telling you, this series is wrecking me, dude. I haven't even taught it yet.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
And I'm telling you, me and Jesus have been spending a lot of time.
Oh, man.
That dude spends a lot of time talking about money.
Yeah, he does.
And dude, you want to go read Luke's, I think it's 16.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, dude. There's just so many principles. I mean, there's just so much attached to your heart and your stuff.
Yes.
And I do know this. One of the weeks we're getting in on how everything that you have, you are managing.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Right? And so with that idea of how you use that, I think it is important, and how you manage that. And I would encourage you and anyone to say, use it to fund things that have eternal significance. And I'm not going to start drawing lines, right? Because I'm refusing to do that for folks. Because it doesn't do you any good for me to tell you where I think you should draw the line.
Right.
But for you got to figure out your convictions and go, this is how I'm going to manage my money. This is how I'm going to invest my money.
So here, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I would say this. I am okay with someone going, I may not agree, but I can understand if somebody would say, you know what, I'm just going to choose not to wear Nikes because I don't necessarily agree with all their business practices. I go, great, then don't wear Nikes.
Yeah.
Go wear a different. You may have a hard time finding a shoe company,
right,
that is going to fit all your things that you're.
Yeah,
I think that's the tension you were talking about.
No, that's exactly where I'm at.
Go find a fast food place that's going to line up with everything.
And maybe this is this is where I get tripped on that is the propensity of our society to just be offended.
Yeah.
So it's not just, hey, this doesn't align with my convictions and I'm going to go. It's way deeper than that, right? It has to go way bigger, and so and again, then it gets back into some of this other stuff that I've kind of pushed back against you, like, hey, sharing your convictions without actually being asked,
right?
Things like that. I think that's where I trip on this. I think I would rather choose to be unoffended by the way that they spend their money, and I hear what you're saying, and I guess I do hope that that I'm being a wise manager of the resources God's given me.
You're being very wise.
But I don't think that has anything to do with the shoes. Now, like, I get a kick out of preachers and sneakers on Instagram. If y'all haven't been looking at preachers and sneakers, like Bishop T.D. Jakes was on there yesterday in a Gucci jacket that was on sale. Did you see it? It was on sale. It was half off, Matt. You can't get mad at a guy for just bargain shopping.
Let me tell you something.
But I all jokes aside, I'm not sure how much my Netflix subscription is compromising my
I get it.
convictions, and
I
that's
get it.
that's my
I will say this.
tension.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think the conversation's good because it's going to make me think about.
I don't have any problem with somebody saying I choose not to put my money towards that because of this. I don't have any problem with it.
I don't either. So Janelle, there's your answer. I think that this is this has more to do with how you feel about it than how we feel about it.
But if the reason why, it's the same kind of conversation, but we're talking business, not people.
Okay.
But if I knew someone at Netflix and still out of my conviction chose not to do Netflix, I would still want a desire to be close to them.
Okay.
I don't ding them because they're at Netflix. Right?
Yeah, and that's a good point because I think we have we do that.
But I will say this: if you go public in a conviction of where you draw the line, you better be darn sure you hold the line across the board.
So that's it.
I just saw an article with one of the Democratic nominees, the woman there. I don't know her name. Warren.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
Okay.
All coming out on.
Yeah.
Earth and and then guess what? Flying in her
jet.
her private jet, and she's getting freaking dinged for it. And I go, good.
Yeah, that's.
If you listen, you can't play both sides here.
Now that's great,
right? You can't.
If you are going to go hard on a conviction, then go hard on a conviction.
You better hold the line.
That's right.
You better live it out.
Yeah,
and don't be surprised if people keep
So here's where we've gotten to now. I think it was time to have another bake the cake conversation. We've had some great conversations.
Yeah,
and I think let me try and summarize this.
Can you do it?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
You can maintain your convictions and still be close.
Yeah.
And that's baking the cake. And I think you can
after. I think you can have conviction and not give the dollar and still be close.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think you can have convictions and still seek closeness.
I'm not going to. I think this is what I would say.
You had to bring the dollar in, man.
Yeah, because that was the question. The question was.
Yeah, but we answered it, Janelle. It's your convictions.
Yeah. But I think it's okay. I'm saying, I think it's okay. I have convictions and I want to use my money wisely. I want to steward it wisely.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out here in hypothetical la land, right? I don't know all these companies, and I'm not going to vet every company that
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street and there's an ice cream vendor. Do I not get that ice cream because that dude's got? I have no freaking idea. All right, how every company's going to use their money.
Right.
There is a point it gets a little silly to me, right? But when I do have the information, I do want to make wise choices.
Yeah.
And I do want to be careful. Because I do think there are, there is going to be extremes in every conversation. I think there are some extremes where we got to be really careful in how we use our money and say, yeah, I want to support things that are for the kingdom, and I want to support things that are going to help people be better.
I can get
right?
behind that.
I think you go, yeah, me too. I mean,
I hope I'm already doing that in a lot of ways.
One of the reasons why I give to the local church
exactly
is because I believe in how they're stewarding the money.
Yeah.
Right? I believe in what they're doing. And and we're not necessarily paying for something. Like, we're not buying a product, so to speak. We're investing.
Yeah.
But if we're investing in a church that's not fulfilling what we believe the church should be doing, I think we would go, wait a minute, you guys are preaching what? I mean, you guys are doing what?
I'm with you.
I think you go, wait a minute.
I think that comes really close to what you said there just a few minutes ago with if you're going to live a conviction, you better live it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and I think maybe that's where the church has come under fire at times in the past is we speak a conviction, then we don't live it. The Pharisees did that a lot in the Bible. That was what the biblical rulers of the day in Jesus' time were doing, right?
It's such a good discussion, dude.
They were touting convictions, and then they weren't they actually weren't living.
Well, they're picking and choosing when they wanted to live it out.
Which
it was for their gain,
they were all about it.
All about it.
Yeah.
When it was to put you down.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good, bro.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we can. Yeah, that we can just have the conversation, because I think too often in generations past, we were too quick to draw the lines. You can't do this. You
Yes.
can't do this. You can't do this.
Yeah.
You can't do this. You can't do this. You
Can't
do this.
dance. Don't listen to rap music.
Right. And
Hey, by the way,
yeah.
I got a 90s hip hop playlist right now on Spotify.
Well, can you share it with a
That
brother
is
or what?
ridiculous.
Can you share it?
Yeah. You don't listen to Spotify.
I can look at the list and put it on my Google Music.
Yeah, I will share it with you. Sorry.
I'm all Google, bro.
But yeah, there's I'm sorry.
I don't invest in my money in Spotify because I heard they
Oh yeah.
are anti Chick-fil-A.
Well, it's because they do
They're
explicit.
anti Chick-fil-A.
Well, they have explicit lyrics.
I only invest in companies pro Chick-fil-A, so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want Chick-fil-A's to shut down, go ahead, get on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. Just don't complain when Chick-fil-A got to shut down. Okay? I don't want to hear it from you.
This guy.
I don't want to hear it from you.
This guy. He's got some stuff.
Hey, it's so good, dude.
Yep. Thank you.
Can we at least just be a generation of the church here that's open to have the conversations? Because here's the thing, dude. At the end of the day, I think I love Jesus. You love Jesus.
Can I amend what you just said?
I love Jesus.
No. Before that,
Oh,
let's just be a generation. Let's take church out of it. Let's just be a generation. Let's be a society that's okay having the conversations.
well, I'm gonna say it. I don't know if the marketplace will let us, but I think for Christians,
Yes,
we can help set the pace,
absolutely.
and yet
Absolutely. I'm
You know
all
what I'm
in.
saying?
I'm all in. I think we should lead the charge because that's what Jesus asked us to do.
yeah,
And I'm a big fan of Jesus. I think he had a lot of
you are.
Yes, I
Wow.
know. Ooh, surprise.
Yeah,
Had a lot of really great concepts, great teachings.
yeah,
I'm all in. I'm all in on those.
and
Yes. Tell me about it.
we can still be close to people who are far different than us.
You can maintain convictions and still
Yeah.
be close. And we call that bake the cake.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Janelle, thank you.
I don't know if we
For-
really answered the question.
I don't care. That was a fantastic conversation. I hope
And
that by the time she catches up,
Yeah.
that she's enjoying this. this
Also,
one, and
here's
I
the
hope
thing.
she's-
For me, and I
Mhm.
think for you too,
Yep.
it's an ongoing conversation.
which is what bake the cake is.
Yeah.
This
There's
is
so
this
many-
is so dynamic.
Yeah, there's so many things.
and it's just every day. Look, I was in California last week.
Yeah.
Okay. I took the family to San Diego and we did some vacation. It was a great time. I have never liked California. I don't know why. Just never have liked California.
Mhm.
Probably because type of stuff. All right.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But
Is that
I
where
had
she's
this
from? Is she from California?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But that's a joke, by the way. That's not true. That's not why I don't like California. I've just never liked it. It's always just kind of been like this place that, hey, it doesn't align with my values, right?
Okay.
So because of the church and the culture that I was raised in, that if it doesn't align with your values, you start to push it out.
Sure.
Okay.
Great distance.
So I've been to Southern California now 3 times in the last 10 months. And I love Southern California.
Mm.
And I started to think about some of that this last trip, and I'm like, why? Why was I so against that, right? And it's just this concept. Like it came back to baking the cake, right? I'd started to make judgments. I'd started to push my convictions onto other things, and
Reading
like, well,
intent.
they don't,
Yeah.
they don't
intent.
believe like I believe.
Yeah.
And instead of going into it open-minded
Yeah.
and keeping an open mind, listening out, like hearing things out, getting actually a feel for what the people are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was great.
Yeah.
Never had a bad experience down there. I've never sat in traffic on I-5 either. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
I love it. And so it's funny now, like, again, that's how dynamic it is. And I think that's how I'm trying to apply it, is every day, all the time. Am I baking the cake? Like, is this a situation that I should show love despite what could be differences? Maybe they're what I think are differences. They're not actually differences. And, you start to run through traps like that every day, it can get pretty real.
Yeah.
So
That's a great analogy.
thanks.
closer you get to people that are different than you might just start actually
liking it.
Yeah.
You might actually like it. And that's okay. See, that's another thing. Now, we didn't even get into this, but I think it's okay when you realize that maybe you held a conviction, a firm, a strongly held opinion against the state of California, but with new information, you realize that, you know what, that maybe that wasn't fair. Can a conviction just be wrong? That's another episode.
Whew. I know I've got so many things I want to say.
I
We
know.
probably talked for over an hour.
You dumb.
Yeah. You know, hey, you know,
you know who's checked out?
Billy Baumfield.
Billy Baumfield's so gone.
45 minutes ago.
Whoop.
Hey, let me just say this
'Kay.
though. Because we started with Nancy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love that right there?
If I had an opportunity to go to dinner, to have dinner with Nancy Pelosi, I would do it.
What's the better story, Nancy? Right? To go up there and honor the president and receive his speech.
Well, you know, from her perspective too, she's got to be saying, "Yeah, he hasn't shown me any respect."
That's fine.
Yeah, someone's got to be the
Freaking
bigger
grow
person.
up.
Yeah,
You know what's not? That ain't it.
that ain't doing it.
That ain't it.
Hey, how can I get that sound effect as the title?
Oh man. Hey Nancy, if you're out there, we'd love to have you on Bake the Cake and just chat about that.
Yeah, I'll tag Nancy in this.
Do you
thing,
think
see
she's
if
got time to come in and hang with us?
Well, I think she'll probably have plenty of time.
Yeah.
The impeachment trial's over, so yeah. She's
Hey,
got lots of time on her hands.
Hey, just real quick, next week
Yeah,
we got something real special.
yeah. Do we want to talk? Do you want to say it?
I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a.
Can I say this? If you are a female listener,
Yeah, next week's gonna be gold.
yes, I am most excited about this. One of the and Josie's gonna be like, she's gonna be mad
Why?
because she's already mad
Why?
because we're having this person on before Josie and Vanessa get to come on.
Well, listen.
But this is one of the
Come with some content.
Yep.
Come with some content.
This is going to be crazy.
Let me say
so
this.
if you're a female listener, you definitely want to tune in next week.
I've been I've been in a local church now 15 years. The lady that we're going to have on next week,
Yes.
she might be my number one female leader I've ever been around. I have told in the past top 3. She might be number one in my book. I mean, she is.
Yeah.
I have seen.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
That makes all
Solid.
the sense in the world. Yeah.
So all the lady listeners,
Definitely be tuning in next
good
week.
leadership stuff next week.
Yeah, we're going to dive in hard. So.
Well, I got a question for
Okay.
her too.
Good.
You know what I'm going to ask?
No, you can't say it now.
How can you be a woman
Okay.
and a pastor?
Matt, that's
Can I
awful.
ask? Can I
You
ask?
can ask that. You can ask that, but she's going to roast you.
Yes, she will.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, I can't wait. I might actually pull this recording up and just be like,
Just play that part.
Matt had a question for you.
In multiple meetings I have with her.
Do you ask her that?
No, I'll go. People go, "Hey, what's on the agenda today?" I go, "Hey, just real quick, where have we come to when it comes to what conclusion have we come to
Stop.
when it's pastors and women? Because I just want
Okay.
to make sure we're good.
That's off.
Is that not good?
That's amazing.
Okay.
If you are a woman, tune in again.
That's gonna be so
next
good.
week.
I'm
We're
very
excited about
very
it.
excited.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Great conversation.
Good convo
always,
today, man.
Always love your insights.
Thanks for making me better, dude.
Same.
All right, buddy.
Hey, we hope everybody's enjoying it. Go out and try a cupcake this weekend.
Cake come true.
A cake come true.
Go see
hit up
Lisa. Tell her we said hi.
Yeah. Tell her that you heard about it on Bake the Cake. Be sure to mention Bake the Cake.
It helps.
Well, we think it does.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out how much it helps. All right.
Yeah.
Don't let us down here. Go get a cupcake.
Also, if you go there, take a picture.
That'd be fun.
Put it on your Instagram. Put it on your
Yeah,
Facebook. Hashtag Bake the Cake.
Tag Lisa.
Tag Lisa.
Tag the cake come true.
Yeah.
And follow us at Bake the Cake Pod on Instagram. Send us an email at bakethecakepod.
Where are we at on the
gmail.com.
followers on Instagram?
I don't even know. Should I look real quick?
We getting in that 150 range? I haven't
Slowed
checked
down a
lately.
little. I haven't really been too active on it. That's my
Well,
bad.
come on, dude. You got to
I'm
post
sorry.
some content for the people, man.
145.
Oh, we're getting close to 150.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Hey, never mistake my love for you, okay?
Even when you say I have a tiny chest.
Yep.
All right.
All right, see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.